Welcome back. So far, we've learned that God, through Jesus, simply spoke, and poof, the entire universe was created. A miracle. That's John 1, verse 3. But to a lot of people, this idea seems ridiculous. It seems like mythology, a story told by ancient people long ago who were ignorant of modern science. They'll tell you, my teacher told me that we evolved from monkeys, and the monkeys evolved from fish, which evolved from a single-celled organism. So let me ask you, does evolution seem more realistic than creation by an all-powerful God? If we're honest, it probably does. But why is this? It's because your mind is a product of two major influences: public education and the media. The entire world system that we live in, which governs every facet of our modern society, promotes the theory of evolution and teaches us to think this way before we even get to kindergarten. In fact, from the time we are old enough to watch a television screen. Control what enters the minds of our children through public education, news, and entertainment, and you control all future thought. There's a definite reason why our schools and media promote satanic, anti-biblical ideas such as evolution, atheism, homosexuality, abortion, premarital sex, divorce, and even the insanity of transgenderism, while simultaneously removing anything related to Jesus Christ from most public places. They have no problem with Santa Claus, but Jesus Christ is forbidden. Why is this? The history of this movement can be easily traced. For the past 150 years, God-hating atheists have risen to high places in all arenas of society, funded, and this is the key, funded by a few very wealthy men who intensely hated the God of the Bible and desperately wanted to be free from God's laws so that they could live any way they wanted without guilt that sin produces in the heart. Question: why do our schools teach evolution and not creation? The answer? Because our teachers are taught in universities that evolution is true and creation is a myth. But why are teachers taught this lie in universities? Because slowly over time, most universities that ironically began as seminaries to train Bible preachers became infiltrated by atheists and were eventually taken over by them. These former seminaries that started out as Christian colleges now teach the exact opposite. They include Harvard University, Yale University, Princeton University, and other Ivy League schools like Columbia, Brown, Dartmouth, and Cornell. What about England? We have Oxford. The prestigious Oxford University promotes the theory of evolution. And it trickles down to all other universities as well. All of these universities that I just mentioned began as training grounds for America's clergymen. Isn't that crazy? In the United States, in 1933, a man named John Dewey was largely responsible for reshaping public education. Dewey was an atheist, and he was hired to change public education by the richest man in the world at that time, the godless atheist John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller only allowed Dewey to hire other like-minded atheists to train the first group of teachers. The Bible-hating billionaire paid huge sums of money to prominent universities in order to get his hand-picked group of atheist teachers to become tenured professors. The professors then taught at these universities, training other teachers. until their atheist doctrine of promoting evolution and removing Christianity from public schools slowly and steadily eroded Christian values in America by changing young minds year after year, decade after decade. Likewise, the entertainment industry that thrills us with its flashy, titillating movies and television programs and sexualized popular music had also been taken over by God-hating atheists. And look at the result. Look at the morally corrupt lyrics of popular songs, not just today, but starting way back in the 1960s. Look at the degenerate movies and television shows that promote an anti-Bible, anti-Christ lifestyle. Sex outside of marriage, disobedience to parents, drug and alcohol use, pornography, and a general do whatever feels good message. And if that weren't enough, consider the millions of pornography websites that dominate the internet. All of this ungodly behavior in television, movies, and popular music is certainly no accident. Rather, it's the result of a systematic, long-term agenda to reshape the minds of our youth away from the Bible. Nevertheless, despite their influence to corrupt our minds, these atheists, who are funded by the wealthiest people in the world, have been unsuccessful at proving the theory of evolution. But they have been very successful at convincing us that evolution is true, even if it's not. These people like to promote the Big Bang Theory. And they're right. There was a Big Bang when the universe began. And that Big Bang was made by God. As we will learn in studying the Gospel of John, Jesus believed in creation because he was there when God created the universe through him. Jesus believed in miracles. He performed many miracles himself. But most importantly, Jesus believed in every single word of the Bible. He had much to say about how we should live and about heaven and about hell. In fact, Jesus spoke more about hell than he spoke about love. You can either believe him or reject him. That's entirely your choice. Thanks for watching Lesson 4 in the Gospel of John Learning Series. Now you understand why we live in such a godless world and why our schools teach the lie of evolution to our children. Not just evolution, but John D. Rockefeller and the Rockefeller Foundation also are responsible for Big Pharma. Thanks, guys. But if you teach your kids the Bible, they will know the truth.